Hi everyone, hope you're keeping safe and well. I am just in the middle of a show, the gorgeous Charlotte singing behind me with Samuel. I'm just aware that it's very close to Christmas and I hadn't managed to, can't get this, I hadn't managed to do a video about Christmas. I know it can be a really difficult time of year for a lot of people, not just those affected by an eating disorder. So I just wanted to say you're not on your own. Send some love your way, and I know it can be a scary time. But I think one of the things that might help is just to try and take the pressure off, is to just remember that in those situations where you feel like, say if you're going to a friend's house or a family's house or a neighbour and you feel like you're being watched, just remember the majority of those people there are just there to have a nice time and are there to have their own company and get merry and have nice food and have nice chats. And honestly, the amount of time that you put pressure on you thinking that people are watching what you're eating and what you're doing, it's not the case. Like, the rationale is that everybody there probably isn't looking at you, and I know it sounds like a bit like, oh, it's not all about you, but I'm just trying to sort of give you some help to sort of think, yeah, actually people just want to have a nice time at Christmas, and that should include you. So I think try and take that band-aid off, try and take that plaster off straight away, that everybody's there and going through their own struggles and their own things, and they just want to have a nice time. I think the other thing to sort of think about is pre-planning. You've got the Christmas Day, say if there are meals to come or there are outings, it can sometimes help to sit down with a loved one or somebody you trust and to sort of go, right, this is what I to expect, and this is what I know is coming. And life can't always be like that. There are going to be times where you can't be in control or prepared, but at least if you've got some understanding for Christmas Day and the things that you can control, that might help you a little bit as well with your food planning and your meal times and your diary. If somebody's struggling with binge eating disorder or bulimia, I've been there with the anorexia and the other side with the bulimia, and I know that buffets and food being everywhere can be a massive trigger. So maybe try and have a little snack beforehand, or make sure that you're not going in there on empty. That can always help with the sort of cravings and pre-plannings. I think another thing to do is not to put pressure on yourself to be all happy and breezy. Like, everybody treats Christmas is different, especially if you've got an eating disorder or struggling with your mental health. You don't have to put a mask on. I've done that before, where I've gone into Christmas Day putting a mask on, and then at the end of it I've just absolutely been exhausted and then set myself back about a million paces. So I think not having those high expectations, and it's not just you, some people don't like Christmas, some people love it. I've only just started to really get into Christmas because I love pantomime and that's my way, but I remember many days where I'd just be dreading Christmas coming round. So try and take that pressure off. Communication is key. I know not everybody is fortunate enough to have loved ones around them, but if you do, make sure those lines of communication are still there. It's okay to take yourself off. A walk can sometimes do you the world of good if you're feeling too much pressure and being around people is getting too much. So sometimes a nice walk. You are allowed self-care on Christmas Day. It's not just about everybody else, it's about you too. But honestly, just take it as another day, do your best that you can do, and just remove any of the expectations around it. What's most important is your recovery and your journey, and trying to get through it as best that you can. And honestly, you're not on your own. We at Seed, I know we're sort of got a pause in our services at the moment, but we are still here, and there are still lots of literature on the website. And equally, we are setting up our volunteer buddy schemes again very soon, and our support groups for next year, so that's going to be really exciting. But in the meantime, just look after each other, look after yourself, have those conversations, take away that pressure. We're all in it together, you're not alone, and you matter, and I'm sending loads of love at Christmas.